Hey folks, I would like to welcome you to our feature finding video, Boat versus Marker Rod. We are in France at Carrier de Grand Press from the Carp specialist. We have two separated spots, one spot with the boat and one spot feature finding with the spot and marker rod, spombing maybe a bit. So let's take a closer look on what to do when. I'm at the boat spot now. There is a bay to my left and there is the island in the back. The bay is pretty shallow. I located fish there yesterday chilling in the sun, so my plan is get redirection hooks on the island and get at least one rod into the bay because I think the fish gonna chill there. It's early spring, sunny days, cold nights, so let's get the rod out. So let's take a closer look on the benefits of a boat. For me, number one is definitely reaching spots you wouldn't reach or you couldn't reach when you would do casting, and you can drop your lead absolutely tangle free in whatever spot you fish. So those are, I think, the two main benefits using a boat. So we're in the bay now. As you see, 0.9 meters, no gray line almost. So it's clayey and muddy. I think the fish gonna chill here and suck in the clay and the mud for small animals like bloodworms and everything. So I'm definitely gonna place a rod here. Since there are not many features around here, it's only going up from gravel to clay into the shallow area. There is not much to take care of the echo sounder. It's more like instinct, looking for the bushes, think how the fish think. But if we would have like a lot of structure and everything, I would take the echo sounder and search for the area where it goes from shallow into the depth area or from clay into the hard spots, gravel, rock or anything. The fish like to pass the areas where it's rocky, clayey, because that's the places where the food is located, the natural food. So what I do now is I'm looking for differences between the branches and the bushes, holes maybe that go closer to the edge, and I'm gonna place the rig there. I'm gonna drop it, lift it up a bit and turn it back so that it's tangle free. And after I place the rig, I'm gonna spread some boilie crumbs crushed around in the bushes because I think the fish gonna swim under the bushes in the shallow areas, and hopefully they're gonna pass my rig. So what I'm gonna do now is I drop the lead onto the ground, checking the ground. It's a mixture of clay and gravel, I think. And then I take a closer look on the lead. It's muddy and it's clayey, so I think it's still good enough to place a regular rig. If it would be deeper clay, I would place a jolly or something, or a helicopter rig, but that should be good. I'm gonna drop the lead in the rig, spread a few baits over there, and hopefully we catch one. Yes, especially on small venues and small areas like this, it doesn't make any sense to set a buoy marker or GPS point. But if you fish big waters and you need to find your spot again, make sure you save it to a handheld GPS, your GPS and the echo sounder, or you set a buoy that you find your spot again. And yeah, I got my casting finger. Now let's go to the marker rod. So here we are, let's take a closer look to my setup. I'm using the TX Extreme spot and marker rod from Shimano. It's a specific rod for casting markers, spombs and big bait rockets. I'm using the new XTE Ultegra spot reel, and it's spooled with 0.19 Kairiki G5 braided line with a 0.30 leader to get more power in the cast, and a standard marker float. Now let's take a closer look on my feature finding with the marker. Before we do our first cast, let's take a closer look on the benefits of a specified spot and marker rod. Well, there is one big plus. It's stronger and it's heavier, so you get direct contact due to the braided mainline from the ground or the features into your fingers, and on the other side you can cast real big loaded bait rockets where you need power, because the other rod would be too weak to catapult the big bait rocket long range. So I'm gonna do my first cast now. I want to focus on the two hydries on the right of the island. I'm gonna cast into the area, clip the line, reel it back in, and then I make another cast to feel the lead drop down into the clip, so you have a more sensitive feeling for the lead and the ground. So I did my first cast, the lead dropped in the area I wanted to check out. So I'm gonna clip the line now, do another cast and feel the structure of the ground when the lead drops down. So I'm gonna do the cast with the clipped line now into the area, and as soon as the lead hits the water, I'm gonna get my tip a bit back, getting contact to the lead, and I wanna feel the drop down so I can see what kind of bottom it is. So I could feel the lead drop into pretty soft bottom. I think it's mud mixed with clay. And I'm gonna start slowly pulling the lead to myself. And if there's any change of the ground, you're definitely gonna feel it, because right now it's soft. It's like pulling the lead through a bottom filled with cookie dough. And sometimes I can feel that there are a few stones between. And the main thing is finding the hard spots, or the spot where hard switches to soft, because that's the spot most of the fish like. So the lead dropped, and now I want to take a look how deep the area is I want to check out. So the TX Extreme rod has two marks on it. It's a 30 centimeter mark and a 50 centimeter mark. And I'm gonna start right on the reel, pulling it to the second mark, 50 centimeters, and I'm gonna keep an eye on the water if I see my marker post coming up. So 50 centimeters, 1 meter, 1 meter and 50, 2 meter, 250, and there it is. So it's 2.80. I'm on the first mark of 30 centimeters and the marker pose is out. Now I finally found a spot where it's changing from gravel to clay and mud, and I want to place my rod in that area because the fish gonna patrol there looking for natural food. That's one of the spots the natural food will be, and the fish know that. So let's wrap the rod, check the distance and get the rod out. As you see, there's always a way to feature find your spot. You can do it with the boat or with the marker rod. The benefit of the marker rod is you don't go with the boat over the spots, you don't spook the fish away, and it can definitely make the difference, especially on venues. Everyone uses the boat. I would stick with casting if it's possible, and I would use the marker rod. So that's it with our feature finding boat versus marker. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope we could give you a few tips and you can use it for your fishing. So we're gonna get our rods out too now, and hopefully we catch one.